by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right.
Welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. I am your host, Franco Zavala. Thank you very much for joining me. Where am I? Right here. Okay, here we go. Hit this mic, and this mic keeps freaking dropping. This is episode 148 of the show. Thank you guys very much for listening, for watching, for sharing, for subscribing, for, I don't know, just being you. You guys are fucking awesome. I appreciate you. Today's episode is going to be sponsored by, no, I'm joking. Today's episode is going to kind of be like in a little series of what I've been doing, where I talk on episode 146, I talk about how not to undervalue your worth. And then in the next episode, I talk about how that you want to, okay, you're not going to undervalue your worth anymore. You're going to value what you bring to the table. Now you're going to let go of the past so you can kind of move forward with your present. And now we're going to move into the next topic, which is going to be, it's all right to ask for help. You should not, let's say it more like that. You should not try to go at this by yourself. If you're actively seeking information on Google or through books to try to become a better leader, mentor, and father for everyone in your blended family, then you are definitely on the right path. You have made the decision to swallow your pride and to go, you know what, I need fucking help. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I definitely need help because I want to make sure that I'm not shooting myself in the foot here. Which brings me to one of the reasons that I even created this episode in the first place. It was because I was talking to a gentleman who has been a stepdad for 6 years. He started listening to the show, and then he sent me a message right here, contact@theprofessionalstepdad.com. Sent me an email message, and he says that he feels like he's got to start over because everything that he has done up until this point hasn't really worked for him. He kind of feels stagnant. He doesn't feel like there's much growth in his family and with his kids and with his partner. Kind of feels like almost like a Groundhog Day scenario, right? With who's that actor? Why can't I think of his name? Bill Murray. Geesh, with Bill Murray, where it's just repetitiveness until he changes as a person. If you guys saw that movie, you know that was the premise of the film, right? Like the day was not going to switch until he changed as a person, and not like changed, not like I'm going to change or telling people he changed or not even showing in the beginning that he's changed. It wasn't until he made his gone through the progression of change within himself that he was able to move to the next day. And that really is what it would mean for you, stepdads, when you have made your peace with, holy shit, I need help. And it's okay to ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you, you don't come off as someone that doesn't know what he's doing. As a matter of fact, when you ask for help, you come off as someone that knows exactly what they're doing. Because if you're asking for help, that means you know where you are, you know what you want, you know that you can't get there on your own. So then you're going to go ask for help to make sure that you're on the right path so that you can get to your end result. That's what it means to ask for help. For me, with my marriage, when I began my journey as a stepdad, not only did I have no fucking idea what I was doing, but I stepped into a family with 5 kids, 4 girls, 1 boy, family members who didn't want me there, other family members who had such a negative take on stepdads in general, from molestation to alcoholics and abusers. So I was fighting all these different stigmas from both ends. And it was really affecting the way I was building my relationship with my wife. And she suggested that we go do marriage counseling or couples counseling at the time. And I was against it. Are you fucking kidding me? No, I can handle this on my own. I'm a man. I don't need help. I can figure this out. And that's how I was. I pushed back on it. Boom, in the beginning. Finally, I went and saw our therapist by myself. I wasn't going to go with I don't need my wife in there. I don't need her to see me in a weak position, vulnerable position. No way. Man, am I happy I did that. Am I happy I finally fucking swallowed my pride and I allowed help into my life. When we finally sat in a room together And we were able to talk with one another and having a mediator in between to kind of just help us get it out. We quickly realized that we wanted the same thing, but we were speaking a different language. And I feel like for a lot of you stepdads, that's what you're going through right now. You want what the kids want, what your partner wants, what the family wants, but you're all speaking fucking separate languages. And until you can ask for help, you won't be able to find success. You won't. It'll be too hard. It'll be too hard to the point you're going to want to quit. And here's another thing that I had to learn. When you ask for help and you begin to change as a man and a leader, when you ask for help and you begin to, you raise your hand and you're like, I need something different and I need ways to get there. Not everyone will also get help. So you could be fixing yourself, but if your partner's not trying to actively fix herself, it's not going to work. You could be fixing yourself, your partner could be fixing herself, but the family members could still hold on to pain and hate and stigma to what stepdads are. And if that's the case, it's not going to work, right? You're still speaking different languages. I think that when my wife and I finally got on the same page when it comes to our parenting tactics, 50-50 split, we're a team, we can do this together. This is not about punishment, this is parenting. We both came to an agreement that this is our home. This is how we're going to raise our children. And this is how we are going to do it because we're the ones that are responsible for raising young adults. And we would not have been able to get there without tracing it all the way back to asking for help. I would not be where I am today if I didn't seek help. I was such a negative, pessimistic person when I was, growing up. And even though, like, the one thing I remember from my dad more than anything is he said one day when I was like, I think 9 or 10 in my bed, he said, son, what the mind of a man can conceive and believe he can achieve. And of course, at the time, I had no idea what he was talking about. And I honestly didn't know what he was talking about, nor did I remember that quote until I was 29 years old. And I was reading a book and there it was. And immediately I just had a flashback to my dad in bed, tucking me in, saying that quote to me, kissing me on my forehead and going to bed. So you have to read the books, you have to listen to the videos, you have to trust the process, you have to make your peace with, you cannot do this on your own. Stop being so prideful. Listen, stepdads, if you're listening to the show right now, there's a high probability that you're listening to me because somebody in your life shared me with you. Biomoms, if you're listening to this because you're like, I need to try to get help because it's not working, the kids are not accepting him, our marriage is falling apart. If you found me, Biomoms, you're trying to figure out how the hell do I share this with him? And it's not the easiest task in the world. When I told everyone that I wanted to create a show around stepdads and around men, they thought I was nuts because we're so hard-headed and stubborn and we don't like to ask for help. Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to try to get men to open up and share their feelings? Nah, especially my generation. No. But I wanted to do it anyway because I believe secretly behind closed doors when nobody's watching, those men are looking. Those men are searching. So, Biomom, if you are trying to figure out a way to share this with him, I would just recommend writing the show down on a piece of paper, putting it somewhere where he can see it, maybe repetitively until finally he's like, what is the professional stepdad? What is this? And you can say something like, honey, I don't know. It's maybe take a look at it and just try to leave it at that. Don't try to let him believe that he chose and not that you chose for him. My wife's really good with that with me. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I made that choice. But then I go, wait a minute. No, I didn't. Oh man, you're good. My wife's good. But it's only because we learned how to communicate with one another. And then by learning how to communicate with one another, we can then trust that we know each other. So then we know how to read each other. And it all stems back to asking for help. So remember, if you're finding the show, stepdads, if you're listening to me right now, Biomoms, if you found the show, if you're listening to me right now, maybe you're not even any of that yet. You're just listening to the show right now. You're listening to me for a reason. And that reason is this is the help. And I don't have all the answers. I never said I did. But I do know one thing. If you're seeking help, it means you're actively figuring and pursuing ways to be a better person. And that's fucking exciting to me. So stepdads, bio moms, men in general, anybody listening, it's okay to ask for help. We all need it. Every single one of us, each and every day. It is okay to ask for help. What's not okay is fucking complaining about the thing all the time. You want to get a good example of this? Go on Facebook to any Facebook family parenting group and you will see constant bickering, moaning, and complaining on a daily basis because those individuals feel like putting out their dirty laundry and crying to the world is somehow going to help them. And that's not how it works. It's just not. If you're going on the internet complaining about your partner, you have a fucking problem. Don't go on just complaining to strangers in a group, that people you've never even met. Go fucking talk to your partner. Can't say that any easier. So, as you progress forward through today, I want you to ask yourself, am I asking for help? Can I swallow my pride? Can I move past the mental barrier of men don't need help and make my peace with, yes, we fucking do. Every one of us do. Everybody does. Find a community of people that are going to assist you in ways that are going to be beneficial to you. Surround yourself with people in your life that won't allow you to complain all the fucking time. They're going to check you when you're just bitching and moaning. Like, we get it. Kids don't like you. Marriage isn't working. What the fuck are you going to do next? What are you going to do? You going to complain about it all day? You're going to do something about it. Real talk. All right, everyone. That's the episode 148. It is okay to ask for help. I promise. Be well. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Listen, if you know a stepdad who is in need of any of this information, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button and share this episode with them as fast as possible. Did you do it? Okay, you did it.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.